Welcome back and thanks for stopping. Today I'd like to talk to you about pork, and specifically our pork, and what makes it a cut above the rest of the pork that you would find in a grocery store. It's my belief that number one, stress plays a huge factor in the quality of pork. As you can see, these pigs live a pretty stress-free life. I think the most stress that they have is if I'm out here about a half hour late with their food and they're getting a little bit on the hungry side. Isn't that right? Yeah. And number two, exercise. Exercise is extremely important when the muscles of the pigs are flexing and they're moving around. And as you can see here, these pigs have quite a range here that they have to wander around, run, root, all of the good stuff that a pig normally does in nature. Come on, monsters. Come on, you gonna show me what you rooted up today? Huh? And speaking of rooting, the nose on these pigs, they can root up an area quite quickly, and they can turn over the sod, and what they're doing is they're finding nutrients in the soil. Not only that, but as they are turning up the soil, they're aerating and they're urinating, which it feeds the microbes in the soil. And these guys have this paddock down to a spot where this weekend, probably in about 2 days, we're going to end up moving them, and we're going to move them to a fresh area of sod that hasn't actually been touched in probably 20 to 30 years. Ollie, stop it. Hey, you got one out over there. Go get it. And the next big contributor is the type of feed that they eat. What we feed our pigs is a mixture of barley and oats and peas and flax. There's a little bit of linseed, and then there's an organic mixture of nutrients and minerals from Fertrell that gets mixed in here, and it's just a great source of feed. We choose not to add corn and soybeans to our mix. It's our belief that soy, with the science behind the hormonal issues and stuff like that, that soy is a contributor to imbalances with hormones. And corn is just kind of an empty, it's almost like if I was to eat ice cream every meal, every single day. I'd put on a lot of pounds, but I don't know that the nutritional value would be there. And the feed that we're feeding is all organic, and there's no GMOs. The other part of their feed is natural stuff that we pick out of the garden. Some things like zucchini that's grown a little bit too big for humans to utilize. Here you go, guys. And other things like apples. Apples that have fallen on the ground. They have some soft spots on them. They're maybe not quite big enough to be worthwhile peeling. They got some spots here where the bugs got into them. These guys love them just fine. Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Hey, dipstick. We're trying to film here. There you go. Here's more zucchinis. Get that in film. There you go. How do you like them apples? Huh? They're pretty tasty, huh? A perfect example of how you turn fruit into bacon. I didn't say that too loud, did I? So this area is an area that the pigs were just on a couple of weeks ago, and what's amazing to me is when you work with nature, or you mimic nature to work with nature. The pigs, I gave them a hay bale here, and they rooted through it and it had some oats in it. Well, we've got nice green growth here, and it's covering up really nice and well. We got nice roots established, and these oats are a nice cover crop. You done with your apples? I don't think you've ever eaten so many apples. Here you go. Don't touch that fence. Here. There you go. Genetics are another thing that some people find extremely important. I'm not as much of a believer that genetics is going to be a determinant of how your pork turns out. I think a lot of the previous stuff that we talked about is going to contribute a lot more. These guys are a mixture of, obviously with the black and the white stripe there, they've got, their dad is a Hampshire boar. And then their moms, they've got a mixture of Berkshire and Yorkshire and Duroc and all of that kind of stuff. The hobbits from the Shire, they must have eaten high off the hog. Holy smokes. And finally, when we get down to the end of it, we talk about cost. If you were to take a pork chop that we have versus a pork chop in the supermarket, ours are going to be a little bit more expensive. But in the scheme of things, if you think about it, it's not quite apples to apples. We have a lot more hands-on. They get high quality feed that costs probably, I don't know if it's quite double, but it's really close to double what the conventional method is. Which also leads us to price. The price of our pigs is going to be a little bit higher than what you find in the supermarket. But again, when you talk about apples to apples, these guys are a step above. Yeah, your mouth full of that grain. Hey, stop it. Hey, here, eat that. Chew on that. Yeah. One guy I really enjoy listening to is Gabe Brown. And in one of his podcasts, he made a comment that they were at a farmer's market, and somebody commented that the pigs, or that his product was quite expensive. And without saying anything, there was another customer there, and they said that they had just had a double or triple bypass. Hey, you're not very good at table manners. Oh. Where was I? Oh yeah. There was a customer there that had just had a quadruple bypass, and with the quality of the food, that customer said that food is cheap compared to what he had to go through in order to be healthy. If you're looking for some of the healthiest pork out there, this is what you're looking for. And Joel Salatin, he's another one that I like listening to. One of his quotes was, you can either pay for your health now, or you'll be forced to pay for your health later. You don't like apples? So, as they keep filling their stomachs, I gotta keep going, finish up chores. Ouch, you little fart. Hey. So goodbye for now, and thanks for watching. Hey, you got sharp teeth. Stop that. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.